Hey everyone, this is Tim's cousin, Beth, up in Atlanta. It's a cold night in Atlanta, and so I've been having fun on the sewing machine, and I thought I would show you one of the things that I've started doing that I really love. So Tim's not crazy about Hexies, but I have fallen in love with Hexies, and there's been plenty of pictures on Facebook and Instagram, and I just wanted to show you this old-fashioned way I learned about Suzanne Brubaker's show, Quilting Arts. I learned it there. It was a woman was on there. She had been to Alabama and had seen a demonstration with sort of a throwback homesteading kind of craft fair thing. And so as you can see, this is not a template. It's just a circle. The women that were teaching the Hexies this way were actually using jelly jars to draw the circle. They were using the lids. Thankfully, we have rotary cutters that cut circles now. So cutting circles is like easy peasy. You just set your rotary cutter for what you want and you zip around. I mean, it's so fast. It's awesome. And of course, they have them at the store. So what you do is you fold the fabric right sides together. Now, I'm using black thread for this, so hopefully y'all can see it. And you just take a little nip at the top of the point, and then you fold it back out. And then it's just taking, you're just working in the middle. So you just grab a little bit in the middle and you pull it down. So now you've basically created a quarter. And then you come around and you grab a nip here and you pull down and you end up with a little pointed triangle like that. Grab another nip here at the top. So this is, I mean, it's like, it ends up being like 6 stitches. It's incredibly easy to do. There's no paper involved. There's no fancy cutting, you know, as long as you have a circular rotary cutter. And as you can see, now we're starting to get that shape of the Hexie. Come down, grab a point, pull down. Now I've got half a Hexie. The other things you can see, this is actually creating a back. So normally where you have to attach Hexies to fabric, when I started making these, I had a conversation with Stuart, and he said that you just leave the back, and so you don't have to sew your Hexies to a back, because now you've got it, this cool little sort of back that makes a really nice side. So as you see, I've got 5 points, and then this last point come up in the top and come back down and pull it down. And I'm sorry about the bouncing. I'm sort of working around my... And then you would just sew it off. Now, I'm not going to sew this off because I'm taking out the black thread. But then, look, on the other side. Now, see, you can see the little black thread there. I call it the dimple, because all of them end up with a dimple, but if you're using, you know, the right color thread, then you won't see it. So there's your Hexie. I mean, that is super, super fast and super, super easy. Now, Tim is right. These are not perfect as much as you practice, but, you know, it's fabric, so you can judge them. So this is, I've been working on a quilt for my mother now, and this is, like I said, you've seen pictures of this. This set of Hexies I wanted to show you because I'm just whip stitching them together. So if you can see that whip stitch, but you can see the back. I've used different color threads to match the back, and this is what the front likes. This is, you know, it's going to be a Millefiore. I'm going to call it Nana's garden path, Hexie garden path. There's plenty of those patterns out there, but I'm really excited about how this comes out, and I'm almost finished and ready to put the big pieces together. But I had some, I'm one of those people who makes a lot of patterns themselves, so I had some extra Hexies, and I just wanted to see if this would work. So what this all boils down to is you can take those Hexies anywhere. You know, you can take them in the car. They're so easy. Just pre-cut the circles. You can take them on the plane, airport, you know, traveling, whatever, and make Hexies. And, you know, some people are just keeping Hexies in the box, but this is what I'm really excited about tonight, because I had a couple of extra Hexies, and I was like, well, what if you just judged them up next to each other and used a fun pattern on the sewing machine? And look, I've got a little Hexie mug rug that I sewed together with this pretty fancy design. For those of you who don't know, I have an excellent 760 Pro elna, which I love, and I love being able to use the fancy patterns. And I mean, really, you know, okay, you have to sew together the Hexies, so you saw how long that took, like, I don't know, under a minute. And then you have those sitting around, and if you need a quick little gift, you can just judge this together, use this fancy pattern. You've got a mug rug. You can stitch them in links, make a bookmark, and aren't these fun? I mean, just so much fun, and really something that just takes a little bit of time, and yet you can have a thoughtful gift for someone. So I hope you have enjoyed. Yeah, so yeah, Nancy, great. Thanks for joining us. I'm sorry I'm having a bit of a hard time writing. So once again, you do the Hexies by hand, and if you saw earlier, if you're not, you can go back and watch the video. It took under a minute to do the Hexies by hand. You know, then you can just flatten them out and have them sitting around, and then you can just sew them together. So what I did was, just to show you, I would nudge them up together. Let's see, make sure I've got it in the screen. And then just make sure that the center seam here lined up underneath the foot of the sewing machine. And then I picked a pattern that had both sides. So I was going to sew on both sides, as you can see there, and that joined them together. And that made it super, super easy. Oh, thank you, Stacy. That's very kind. I'm just sort of excited that I finally figured out something to do with these really quickly and to make a great gift. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has inspired you to play with your machine and you know, find some pretty colors and find some pretty threads and just get out there cracking. Thanks so much, and don't forget, all these fabrics were found at So Many Things. Oh, you're so welcome, Nancy. And if you ever have any questions about your machine, or your machine needs to be fixed, of course, Tim is the expert. So anyway, enjoy. And if you take any pictures of your Hexies, if you do something, hey, share them with us on the Facebook page so we can see. Have a great evening. Bye.